I'm thrilled to introduce you a tool that's called Midjourney. It is an AI where you can use it a lot for architectural concept, architectural inspiration, and different ideas, directly image generation from this tool. The great thing about it is that it can do very, very great and inspirational and different images quickly. However, be aware that there is no direct connection with any of the software that you're using for modeling and drafting, like AutoCAD, Revit, Rhino, SketchUp. There won't be direct link. So it's more about image generation. And how does it work? So I will just walk you through what I have been testing and trying. So you can see of different ideas what we can actually generate, and we will do actual real tests as well together. So let's see it here. So we just generated like by writing just text, no images, just text, and giving this reference, and it created actually 4 different style, different buildings and so forth. So as you can see, sunrise, it gives sunrise, bird eye view, it gives the bird eye view, futuristic design, and 2 towers and so forth. And then you have U and V letters, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4 in this method for every single time. And then V goes for variation. So if you do 4th variation, that will give you 4 different variations for this one. If you just choose V3, it will take this variation and it will give you 4 more variations of that particular sequence. So if you use U, it will give you full resolution of the image. So in this case, I use U and V4. So basically you get a full resolution of that image, and you are able to download that image as well for inspiration purposes. And you can communicate this efficiently with the client, discuss different ideas, and you can continue giving more and more commands. So for example, in this case, once I have this one, I can just select another maybe additional stuff here, and then it can give 4 different variations of this. And then I can just use another one that says like number of floors, sky bridge, forest, and then morphing, and then seashore, and then futuristic skyline, bird eye, and it will give me again different inspiration images. So obviously, as you can see here, I didn't say Miami, so it didn't give you the context of Miami. But like it just gives you seashore instead of Miami. So you can add more and more. So obviously you can add even different thing like hotels and some other kind of weird designs. I would say when I say weird, it's not in the necessarily a bad way. I mean, like it's just inspiring things. So you can create a lot of things that yourself maybe you can get inspired from, and it can go very interesting. And I can just show you here more of a kind of this is more of a real project, how you like if you have a real project, how you can actually change and switch stuff on the real project and add few ideas. It can go again as like this method where it's a little bit more futuristic and the scenery is a bit more kind of gives you more feeling oriented. But if you want more of a directly building oriented, so we can also give the building, and then we can give different variations of that building, and we can choose one of the variations we want, and then we can give more and more commands based on those variations. You can also combine multiple images. Let's see how we can work. For example, to start with, so we will just call Miami, 4 condo towers, seashore, organic, minimalist, curtain walls, minimalist design. I will just call minimalist design, curtain walls, and I would like to have a connection between the towers, bridge connection between the towers. So you can write anything. So this is text oriented. So you cannot expect something that you're not saying. So whatever you say in a text, it's going to be taking it literally. So if you're expecting, vernacular architecture, but you write minimalist design, or you write futuristic design and you accept vernacular, it may not give the best results for you. So you need to just write the right words and try different wording to get this inspiration. And you can even use your images to build on top of those images. But let's start without anything, and let's just give the command. As you can see, if I just write it, it will not do anything because it just becomes a text. So what I need to do is I need to run the command by saying imagine, and then I have to give this prompt, because if I don't give the imagine command by using slash and then writing imagine and then adding these commands, it will be just treating it as text. So when I do that, it will be sending a command and it will be creating those images. It will be waiting to start. It might take a little bit depending on how busy the server is and how busy it can react, but it's generating things quite fast. And I can give more and more. I didn't write, for example, bird eye view. I can write bird eye view. I can write different things, because if I don't write bird eye, it will be giving more from the side elevation. But for example, if I choose, like in this case, I will have 4 options and it's 62% already. We will choose one of the options, and then from there we will be able to do more variations. For example, I'm more interested in this one, let's say the version 4. And if I go with the version, let's say just version 2, just to be like, because version 4 was upstairs, on the previous section. So I will just use version 2. I want more versions of version 2. I'll just go version 2 and then variety of that version. So it will be giving me quite a bit more versions of that particular style. And then I can go on and on. So you can just see that once it generates, it will be more on this style. And then I can go on and on. And once I'm happy, I can get also you can click on the particular version with the U letter to get the full resolution, so I can download them. This is one way to do it. The other way is you can do also a blend tool. For example, here is a blend. There are lots of other tools as well. So there's an entire list of tools that you can do, but like majority of the time you will be using Imagine and Blend, because you can also attach Imagine like a link and imagine this building in different ways. And then you can also do Blend. You can combine 2 images. So obviously I can go more and more here. So this is like 200%, it's almost done. Yeah. So, and I can add more varieties, or I can change stuff and so forth. So let's see something more interesting. Let's try to do something with image. I will just try to find one image right away. So I will just use this, opening in a new tab as an image. So you always need to make sure that you click and select open as a new image. So if I open, for example, if I want to open this image or open another image, I right click and say open the image in a new tab. And this way you will get a link for that image. So now I have a link for that image. And once I have that link for that image, I can imagine this image as well in the tool. So I can just use imagine and then prompt, and then I can give the link, and I can write Miami, futuristic, sunset, bird eye, minimalist design, and I can just send it. So, and then this way, it will use the image and it will use the words that I'm adding it, and then it will try to combine that and try to generate something based on the image plus the words. So you can also do that Imagine tool in this method. This can go literally, I mean, don't expect it to give you perfect result. This is more about inspiration oriented tool. So you just get inspired of different designs and what really can the software offer you, and can see variations of that design that we have. So as you can see, it took some of the like design elements from that tower, and rather than connecting it at the top, now it's giving these round elements in between the towers and trying to give you other things. So it might just, the results might be a little bit different. So you might need to run few different wording, and then maybe you need to arrange your wording a little bit more to be more specific so you can get your results. So if you want, for example, a bridge to be at the top, we can write another one saying the bridge to connection to be at the top, and making sure that we illustrate that we need a connection at the top for the bridge. Or we can just say variations of this design. So for example, imagine variations of this design. So, and then we just send it. So this way, I'm more specific. I want this design, but I want just few variations of that particular design. So, or variations of this image, like this could be another one. Or just variations you can write, or you can just put the image without any text, just image. It will give you a few variations directly right away. So that when you write something, it will try to pick the words and try to create these images directly. It might take a little bit front and back until you really master this tool, but as you can see, if I cite variations, this becomes actually not more specific. It became very, very limited information for it. So it creates literally anything because it doesn't understand what I'm looking for. And maybe I need to say or variation of the tower or variation of the facade or so forth. So maybe I can just also write, just let me just say imagine and variations tower design. And then it can give me a few variations over there as well. Let's see another tool that's called blend. In that blend tool, you need to connect two images. So if I want to connect blend two images and try to get them working, I need to download those images. So if I go ahead and, for example, in this case, if I want to use one of the images as this, I need to save this image. So I'll just open another one. I'm just trying to find another one here very quickly. For example, I can get this image as well. Open a new tab in the image, and then I can get this image right away. So I will just say open, like save this image on my desktop. And then what I will do is I will use that tool to continue generating. So as you can see, this is variation of design towers. Okay, so this was not really specific. So it's better we write more words in a way to be like Miami and all these keywords that we are trying to use. And one of the keywords here, you can see, you can use those like two condo towers, morphing shape, and obviously depending on if you want morphing building shape, if you don't want that, if you want more rigid, you can just square building shapes and so forth. The other way to do is that we can just use blend, and then we can just use image 1 and then image 2. And then once we use image 1 and image 2, what we can do is we can literally run to blend these two. So if I just click enter, and it will be blending those two images and trying to create another variation based on those two images. So one of my images was this one, and the other image was this one. So I have these two images being sent as a blend, and I'm getting the results here. Yeah, so it now generates 15%. So there are a lot of commands that we need to send from and back. It is, again, like this makes it, as you can see, the building has less glazing. So, and here, the other one was, on this one, it was more glazing and it's like two towers. So it's try to create two towers and try to get more panel facade or so forth. So I try to generate a blend both. So if you have the multiple tower projects and you want to combine this, or you want to create one tower and render, and then you want to say multiple variation or add these features on the tower, like perforated panels or something, we can add a tower image and you can add a perforated panel image, and it can try to get multiple variations. So these are just inspirations you can try, go on and try to see what works best. So I can just say, okay, I'm more interested in the version 3. So I will just go version 3, different variations. And this way will be prompting like more variation of version 3 image. So the third image, variations of the third image. Yeah, and then it will do more and more. So I can go different variations all the time to add, continue. You can also get inspired for the interiors of this. Like you can do different interior design or interior design aspects, putting those images and blending different elements together to get multiple inspirations. So the tool, the real aspect of the tool is literally generating images. It's not anything more than that, but it gives you a lot of kind of concept inspiration for you to move forward. Don't expect those results to be perfect. They will not be. So they won't. Sometimes you might feel also that your commands don't go through. Like it's here, what I felt like, and this means that your language should be more directly to how the software understands you, how the AI understands you. So in this case, variation of the tower design, and I gave something, and then that image, it just gave me like any tower. So basically it doesn't give me, clear, but maybe I should just condo, Miami and so forth, variation of this condo with a sunset, and it might have been better. And I will just do that actually as well. So as a final thing, is an imagine. So I will just call this one variation of this condo, imagine, two condo towers, sunset, bird eye view, Miami, futuristic. Okay, so I can give you a final one and try to do, again, I'm literally doing it right away for the first time. So so you feel it, how the experience is like when you use it for the first time. I'm not using the ones that are predefined. the wordings, which I tried before, so you can just see how you actually do it on your own when you try to do, because you shouldn't do just predefined wording. You should just try to feel what information you need to feed the software so it can give more and more results for you that you can get inspired from. As you can see now, when I said like connection at the top and so forth, it gives a little bit more connection and the bridge and the feelings and so forth. And the next C sharp, and it gives more variations the way that I wanted, rather than getting these kind of variations. If you like to use Midjourney or any other AI tool or any tool, just reach out to the IT team and they will give you the access. And as a BIM team, we will help you onboarding process whenever you have questions, and we will make sure that you get the most out of this software, and we can help you to troubleshoot or get different inspiration on different commands as you need. Thank you.